Got a story to tell you. But before we get into it, I just want to share something. Today, a real exciting thing happened. Those of you who are following me on Instagram would have seen on my Insta story, I ordered a Range Rover Sport, the newest one, for my dad for Father's Day, which is happening next week. I don't know why I'm whispering. Maybe because it's supposed to be a secret. And my dad doesn't go on my YouTube, doesn't go on my Instagram, so he doesn't know about it. So you guys get to know the surprise before dad gets the surprise. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna vlog it that day, and then I'm gonna post it up here so you guys can see his surprise reaction. Last year, I got him a beautiful Hublot watch. He's really into watches. And this year I managed to get the Range Rover Sport. I know he wanted it for a long time. And yeah, I'm just super excited right now. But actually, today's not about the Range Rover Sport. But it's actually something quite linked, because a lot of people always ask, they say, Eric, you know, how is it that you're able to live the type of lifestyle where you can do what you want when you want, and you kind of seem to have the money to be able to, I don't know, just give your family that type of luxury, you know? And that's why, you know, I actually wanted to put today's video together just to share with you 4 steps, 4 very simple steps in terms of how to get shit done. But before we get into it, show reel. Hit it.
People have today isn't that they're struggling, isn't that they can't get out of their shit. It's because the shit that they're in isn't big enough. And why I say that is because if that shit was big enough right now, if the people had a gun pointed to their head, they would actually get their ass moving. Always understand that emotions is what leads to motion. It's energy in motion. So if your emotional drive is not strong enough, you're not going to do anything to get out of it.
What's up guys, it's Eric Ho here, international speaker, entrepreneur and best-selling author. And in this video, I'm going to break down for you the 4 steps to get shit done and get results in life. Whether it be in your career, in your business, whatever it is that you want to get that result in, right? In your hobby, in your interest, you want to get some result and you want to get it fast. There's these 4 simple steps that I've always followed. Now, it doesn't matter if it was back in the day when I first started in business at the age of 21 and I was doing the restaurant business, and how I became successful in that was exactly the same way, the same 4 steps. Then going to the recycling business, same 4 steps. Then coming down this whole speaking route, same 4 steps. And then finally, growing Facebook to 500,000 following, then suddenly deciding to do YouTube for the past 3-4 months, and now hitting this exponential growth as well, the same 4 steps. And that's why I think it would be very useful if I share these 4 steps with you guys, because it's very simple. And I say simple, but not easy. And what do I mean by simple but not easy? And I want you to actually type this in the comments box below. Those of you who are used to my videos, you know how it goes. Those of you who are new to this channel, we always type our learnings inside the comments box below so that we reaffirm that learning. It was actually a guy called Edgar Dale. You know, I'm gonna actually reveal this to you. There was a guy called Edgar Dale. What Edgar Dale found was that a lot of people who go into, like, let's say events or seminars or listen, they just listen passively. What actually happens is in 2 weeks' time, all of the stuff you've heard, you only retain around 10 to 12% of the things you heard. But what he found, if you take notes, if you actually physically write things down, then that retention level goes up to 30 to 40%. And if you kind of participate, it actually stems up to maybe like 70, 80, 90%. And that's why I always say, if there's any learnings you get from these videos, it's best that you actually type it into the comments box, because that reaffirms the learning for you in that subconscious way. Anyway, I'm gonna get into it. So the first thing to get shit done in life is to set the goal. What does that mean? It actually means decisiveness, because most people, they have this indecisive thing. Shall I do this? Shall I do that? Is this my purpose? Is that my purpose? Should I do this business? Shall I do this job, you know? And you overthink it, really overthink it. Well, first of all, you're not gonna find your purpose by thinking about it. That's the biggest problem most people have. They try and think, I don't know if my purpose is really this route, so let me just kind of think about it until my purpose kind of shows up. It's never gonna show up. Your purpose is found through doing. through actually jumping through these portals, as I call it. And so you actually have to decide whether you're going to go for A, go for B, just decide. All the time, we're always afraid to make the wrong decision. But what if there's no wrong decision? What if our destiny is there? Actually, any route we take, we kind of get to our destiny anyway. So it doesn't matter. It will always guide us. The divine will always guide us. That intuition, as long as you allow to flow and follow your heart and flow with that, you will get to the same destination. So it doesn't matter about what decision to make. Just set a goal. That's number one. Okay, so type that below. Number one, set a goal. Step two, take the first step. So take the first step. What does that mean? It means do something. Now, some of you are thinking, okay, I know my goal. I've set my goal. Do something. Like do what? You're probably thinking. Just do anything. It doesn't matter what you do. Like take a first step, take a bold action point. And the action point you want to take is something that's outside of your comfort zone. Because this result that you're wanting, I'm presuming, it's a result that you haven't achieved yet. And if it's a result that you haven't achieved yet, it's most likely that the magic is outside of your comfort zone. The biggest reason why most people actually don't really get anywhere taking action is because they kind of still stay taking action within their comfort zone. You know, when I said it's simple but not easy, it's a bit like this, right? I don't know if any of you work out, like you go to the gym, or maybe a better question, any of you think about working out. Now, those of you who think about working out, my question is, how's that going for you? Not going too well, huh? Now, if you wanted to lose weight, or if you wanted to build muscle, what's the steps? What do you need to do? What's the strategy? I'm asking you now, think about it. So you're probably thinking, okay, well, easy, Eric, just eat more healthy, less carbs, less sugar, and exercise more, right? These two are probably the most generic answers. And does the strategy work? Of course it does. So it's simple. But my question is it easy? If you want to build that six-pack, you want to build that muscle, is it easy? That's what I mean when I say it's simple but not easy. Now, going on from setting the goal, let's say you set a goal to get a six-pack or build some muscle. And then you need to take a first step. That doesn't mean just, okay, I'm going to just get myself to the gym. That's not what I mean. You want to take that first step that's outside of your comfort zone, meaning that you have to work out until it gets uncomfortable. If you stay within that comfort zone, whatever's comfortable, you can't grow. Your muscle doesn't grow from there. I always say, nature is our best indication to how everything should be. If you see how growth works, whenever growth happens, it gets uncomfortable. And so that's supposed to be part of the process. So what does this mean? It means that if you decide that you want to start your own business, you want to quit your job, then that's your goal. You're gonna start your own business, then you gotta quit that job, and it's uncomfortable for you, but you gotta do it. Because that magic is outside of that comfort zone, right? So it's like if you want to be good at selling, you want to be a good salesperson, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to take my first step. My first step is I'm going to read a book. No, that's not your first step. You want to take a first step outside of your comfort zone. So go out there, start closing people, right? Find something that you can do to go out there outside of your comfort zone and take that first step. Number 3, so once you've took that first step, what actually tends to happen at this stage is people get what we call cold feet. What does that mean? It means they're kind of like, okay, so I set my goal now. I know where I want to go. I'm going to take my first step. They take their first step, then they get cold feet. Then they're like, ooh, that was too cold. Then they pull back. A lot of people get cold feet, so they pull back. So what's step number 3? Step number 3 is lock the doors behind you. So I want you to type that below. Lock the doors behind you. So it means turn around, close the doors, lock it with a key, and get rid of the key, okay? Don't throw it into the corner of the room because I know you're gonna go and pick that key back up, okay? Someone at my event one time said, I know, Eric, what to do. Swallow it. Don't swallow it because they'll come back out and you'll probably use that key to open the door and then go back again. So go out there, find the biggest ocean and throw it out into the ocean so you can never find it again. That's locking the doors behind you. In Chinese, we have this saying where we say, burn the boats. Burn the boats and you'll take the island, right? So lock the door behind you. Now, how do you do that? Very simple. You need to, let me give you an example, okay? Public declarations. Tell everybody around you what you've committed to so that everyone around you can hold you accountable. That's a process of locking the doors. You need to especially go to those people who you know that when you fail to achieve what you set out to achieve, they're the people who will point at you, they will humiliate you, they'll say, you see, I knew you were never going to do it. They're the people you tell, right? Because they are the people who are going to hold you accountable. And another form of holding accountability, actually, this is really interesting because I'm actually flying out to Slovakia tomorrow. I don't know if we've got any friends from Slovakia. Ahoy, if there are any, drop us a message below if you are from in around, I don't know, Czech Republic or Slovakia, anywhere around there, because I've got an event this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my signature event, Superpower Live. If you want to attend, I'm happy to sponsor you guys tickets for being so loyal, following it on YouTube and helping this channel over the past few months. So if you want the tickets, just drop a comments below. But I've got a big story because this book, Think Big, Build Small, okay, I wrote this book a few years back now, about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Now, what actually happened? How did I get this book done? Because I'm just like everybody else. I procrastinate as well. You know, our natural thing wants to procrastinate. It wants to be lazy. But why is it that I always get results in whatever I do? Why is it that I decided, let's say 3-4 months ago, to commit to YouTube and then YouTube started growing? Why is it that I built 500,000 following on Facebook? Why did these things happen? It's not coincidence. Some people can call it luck. They can call it luck all they like. But it's not, because I know how much work I put into this stuff to not procrastinate. Keeping up with daily videos. You know, this takes a lot now. Right now, I think it's like, I don't even know what time it is. It's 23:56. 23:56, and you're getting this, look, you check this out. 4th of June, I don't know if you can see this. Oh, it's focusing on my face. 4th of June, right? You're watching this, the 8 a.m. Every day, I've got my events to run, I've got my businesses to run, and I come to this thing because I committed. I publicly declared that I'm going to do daily videos for YouTube, and here I am. So anyway, guys, this isn't about me, this is about you. How did I get this book? I got this book done when I was in Slovakia. I was speaking at an event, and somebody asked me if I had a book, and I thought, you know what? I gotta have a book. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna have one. It's gonna be launching soon. And this was in the spur of the moment. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. And then they said, oh wow, what's it called? And I remember reading a Richard Branson book at the time. And then inside it, there was this quote that I really liked, and it said, think big, build small. So the first thing that came to mind, I just said, think big, build small. They said, oh, what's that about? I said, you'll find out when I launch it. And then he said, okay, when's it coming out? Can I have a copy? I said, yes, you can have a copy. And they said, okay, here's the money. I was like, no, they're buying now. That was in my head, okay? And then they were throwing money at us and saying, I want the book. I'm like, okay. They said, when are you launching it? I said, next month. Then inside my head, I thought, oh shit, why did I say next month? So then they said, what date next month? I said, 31st, because I thought I'm going to give myself a little bit more time, you know? And then what actually happened was the guy said, there's no 31st next month, it's 30th. I was like, oh shit, I mean 30th. Anyway, they bought the book I never had. And then what happened was I had to get this shit done. And what happened? Pre-30th, I got all these books sent out, published and sent out to them. And this is a real book. It's not like there's no pages here. I really put a lot of time and effort into this, you know? And so what is there to learn here? Is to learn that third step. Lock the doors behind you. What did I do? I committed. I committed to everybody. And I said, this is happening. And so I had no going back. Then finally, what's the final thing? Let me tell you what happens once you lock the door behind you, by the way. There's gonna be a lot of challenges. You're gonna face a lot of uncomfortable situations. You are gonna feel stress. You are gonna feel the hustle. You're gonna feel all of this stuff. But that's part of the journey. Let me tell you something. Towards success, towards getting results, there is no straight line. It's always gonna be up and down on the way up. So always accept that's part of the process. Be grateful for the challenges, because if it wasn't for the challenges you have in your life, you couldn't be the person you are today. Whenever you overcome a challenge, you become a bigger version of yourself. And so this is what happens. And then so point number 4, what's the final thing? Stay solution focused. What does this mean? Don't focus on the problems. Don't focus on the challenges. You're gonna face them. Don't focus on the challenges. Now you're thinking, but how do I not focus on them? Every time you hear problem, you need to have this cognitive reframe that goes solution. Whenever a problem arises, you see solution. Whenever a challenge arises, the first thing that springs to mind is, what's the solution? The moment you channel your mind on solution, 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 you will feel like you're living a life without any challenges, without any problems. And the ride gets easier and easier and easier. That's how you get success in life, guys. And that's the whole mindset behind it. I think I'm done. I need to go to sleep. I got a flight to catch tomorrow morning. I haven't even packed yet, guys. So anyway, if this has been of any use to you whatsoever, please do hit that thumbs up, support it. And also comment below. Let us know where you guys have tuned in from. Oh yeah, another thing as well. Make sure to put it into your calendar. This Sunday, I'm no longer doing live videos on YouTube, but I'm going to be doing live Q&A on my Facebook channel. So it's going to be on Facebook. So it's Eric Ho Official, same as the YouTube. Eric Ho Official, find on Facebook and make sure to give it a like and hit that notifications button, because if you hit that notifications thing, the C first, what will happen is you'll get like a notification when I go live on Sunday. So it's going to be 8 a.m. UK time, where I'm going to be answering any of your LOA questions, success questions, whatever questions you have. Okay, just throw them at me. We're going to go live at 8 a.m. UK time. So make sure to put it into your calendar and make sure to tune in then so I can answer your questions. So yep, finally, those of you who are new to my channel, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it, because now I'm dedicated, very dedicated. I've locked the doors behind me. Dedicated to making daily videos to hold you accountable to make 2018 your best year yet. But for now, guys, ciao.